Hi everyone, I hope you're safe and healthy. I'm Ramu Saminini, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences. In this video, I would like to discuss about the official pharmacopoeias. So Pharmacopoeia, it is a legal official book issued by each country mainly to identifying the drug formulas and their standards. The pharmacopoeia is derived from the pharmakon. The pharmakon means it is meaning of the drug. Copia means it is a making of the drug. So pharma word is always related to the drug, and copia means mainly to make the drug, how you need to make the drug. So the pharmacopoeias are the legal official books issued by each country mainly to prescribing the formula for the drugs and their standards and their descriptions. So the pharmacopoeias are mainly containing the monographs of the drugs, especially for the pharmaceutical substances, and their standards and their descriptions are legally written in these official books. So that official books we will call as a pharmacopoeias. So I would like to discuss the pharmacopoeias in this video. The content mainly involving in this pharmacopoeias chapter. So different pharmacopoeias are there. Each country it's following their own pharmacopoeias. The legal official pharmacopoeias, like in Indian system, it is Indian pharmacopoeia, and in British countries like British pharmacopoeia, and in United States it is following USP pharmacopoeia, United States pharmacopoeia, and the other international pharmacopoeias like European pharmacopoeias. So this is the content I would like to discuss in this video. Mainly the content is involving the basic introduction regarding the pharmacopoeias, Indian pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia, United States pharmacopoeia, and the European pharmacopoeias. So these are the pharmacopoeias I would like to discuss in this video. So what is means of pharmacopoeia? The pharmacopoeia is derived from a Greek word, pharmakon. The pharmakon means drug, and copia means to make. So the drug making process, it is officially written in a recognized authorities books. That recognized authorities books or official book we will call as a pharmacopoeias. So the pharmacopoeias are the legal and official book issued by the recognizing authorities, usually appointed by the government of each country. The pharmacopoeias are mainly consist of the list of pharmaceutical substances and their formulas along with their description and standards. So each country it's having their own pharmacopoeias. So the pharmacopoeias are mainly maintained in the countries like Argentina, Austrian, Belgium, Brazilian, British, Chinese, Egyptian, European, French, German, Hungarian, Indian, International, Italian, Japanese, Yugoslavia, Mexican, Netherlands, Nordic, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Turkish, and United States. So Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Turkish, and United States. So out of these all countries pharmacopoeias, I would like to highlight the Indian pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia, European pharmacopoeias, and other international pharmacopoeias like a United States pharmacopoeia. So I would like to highlight only the few pharmacopoeias like Indian, United States, British, and European pharmacopoeia in this presentation. The first Indian pharmacopoeia, I would like to discuss about the Indian pharmacopoeia first. So Indian pharmacopoeia is written in English language, and official titles of the monographs are given in the Latin language. So the first Indian pharmacopoeia was approved in 1954, and the first Indian pharmacopoeia is published in Indian pharmacopoeia was first published in 1955. So this Indian pharmacopoeia, it is mainly consists of the 986 drug monographs, and this 1955 is the first edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia It is written in the Latin language and followed by the English language. So the supplements are to the first Indian Pharmacopoeia. Later, the IP supplements are also published. So the IP supplement 1 is published in the 1960. The second edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1966 under the chairmanship of Dr. B. Mukherjee. So this second Indian Pharmacopoeia is published in 1966 under the chairmanship of Dr. B. Mukherjee. It is mainly consists of the official titles of the monographs. These official monographs are written in English language. In this case, the doses are mentioned in a metric systems. So we are having the different measurements for the doses, and we are expressing mostly in the metric systems for the dose strengths. Like empirical systems we are having, and metric systems are also we are having. The metric system also called as a SI system. So what are the dose strengths we are mentioning in this pharmacopoeia? We are expressing the dose strengths in a metric system. For tablets and injections, mostly in usual strengths have been officially written in these pharmacopoeias. And the formulation of the drugs were given immediately after the monograph of the drugs. The 274 monographs are there in the first Indian Pharmacopoeia, and their supplements are published in 1960. 93 new monographs will be added. So the 274 monographs on the first Indian Pharmacopoeia 1955 and their supplements are deleted. In the case of 1960 published Pharmacopoeia, 93 new monographs were added. The supplement to this edition was published in 1975. So the cholera vaccine has been deleted, the supplement edition to the 1975. In this 1975 edition, 126 new monographs have been included and 250 monographs have been amended. The third edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1985 with 2 volumes and 9 appendices. In these, 261 new monographs have been added and 450 monographs will be deleted. The addendum to the Indian Pharmacopoeia, the addendum to the first Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1989, and these 46 new monographs are added and 126 monographs are amended. The addendum 1 is published in 1989, the addendum 2 was published in 1991. And the second addendum consists of the 62 new monographs are added and 110 are amended. The fourth edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1996 under the chairmanship of the Dr. Nityanand. The second edition is published mostly under the chairmanship of Dr. B. Mukherjee, and the fourth edition is published under the chairmanship of the Dr. Nityanand. It has been made effective, the fourth edition has been made effective from the 1st December in the year of 1996. This edition mainly covers the 1149 monographs and 123 appendices. It includes 294 new monographs and 110 monographs have been deleted. The addendum 1 has been made effective from 31st of December 2000, and these consists of the 42 new monographs have been added. The addendum 2 has been made effective from the 30th of June 2003, and in this case 19 new monographs are being added. The veterinary supplements to the Indian Pharmacopoeia 1996 4th edition contains 208 monographs and 4 appendices. Okay, so these are the information regarding the 3rd edition 1985 and the 4th edition 1996. So this is the information regarding 3rd edition and 4th editions of the Indian Pharmacopoeia. The next one, 5th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia. The 5th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 2007. Addendum to this edition was published in 2008. The Indian Pharmacopoeia 2007, it is represented in 3 volumes. The volume 1, it is mainly containing general notices and general chapters. The volume 2 and 3 containing general monographs on the drug substances, dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids. So the 5th edition was published in 2007. Addendum to this 5th edition was published in 2008. 2007 containing 3 volumes. Volume 1 containing general notices and general chapters, and volume 2 and volume 3 it is containing general monographs of the drug substances, dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids. The 6th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 2010. The 6th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia in 2010 is published by the IPC Commission, Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. It is located in the Ghaziabad. So this IPC Commission Ghaziabad, in accordance with their plan and complete through the unit efforts of its members and a secretariat and a laboratory over a period of about 2 years. So this 6th edition is mainly published in 2010, mainly by the IPC Commission Ghaziabad with the support of the members, secretariat and laboratory over a period of the 2 years. And it is supersedes in the 2007 edition, but any monograph of the earlier edition that does not figure in this edition. Okay, and the 3rd edition would be effective from the 1st September of 2010. So this edition, the 6th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, is mainly effective from the 1st September of 2010. The Indian Pharmacopoeia 2010 is presented in 3 volumes. The volume 1 it is mainly containing notices and preface and the structure of the IPC, acknowledgements, introduction and the general chapters. So this is the volume, it is mainly containing the notices, preface, the structure of the IPC, acknowledgements, introduction and general chapters. The volume 2 containing the general notices, general monographs of the dosage forms and the monographs on the drug substances and the dosage forms and the pharmaceutical aids from the A alphabet to the M alphabet. If the drug name is started with the A and it is mainly the drugs names like A to M in this volume, the 2nd volume in 2010 edition, mainly containing these are included in the volume number 2. So the 2000 edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia also consists of the 3 volumes. Mainly the volume 1 it is mainly containing the notices and prefaces and structure of the IPC and acknowledgements, introduction and general chapters. Volume 2 containing general notices, general monographs of the dosage forms and monographs on the drug substances of the dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids. But it is included up to the M name of the drugs. The volume 3, the 2000 edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia volume 3 containing the monographs on the drug substances and dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids from alphabet N to the Z. The drug names which are started with N and from the N alphabet to the Z alphabet drugs are mainly included in the 2010 edition of the volume 3. Followed by monographs on the vaccines and immunoseras for the human use and herbs and herbal products, some of the blood products and blood related products, biotechnological products and veterinary products are also included in the 2010 edition. The scope of Pharmacopoeia has been extended from this edition. Mainly it is including the variety of the products are mainly included in this 2010 edition. That's why this edition will be very important one for the pharmacopoeias. So this pharmacopoeia is mainly including the biotechnological products, indigenous herbs and herbal products, veterinary vaccines and other additional antiretroviral drugs and their formulations and inclusive of the commonly used fixed dose combinations and the standards for the new drugs, and the drugs are used under the national health programs are also will be added in this edition. And the drugs are also well in their formulations are not in use nowadays or omitted from this edition. So this edition 2010 edition is very important one. Mainly the major changes have happened in this edition because of the variety of the products are included, mainly biotechnological products, vaccines, heroes, blood products and the veterinary products and mainly the indigenous herbs, and also for the commonly used fixed dose combinations of any new drugs or already existing drugs. The drugs are under the scheme of government policies or national health programs are also added in this edition. So that's why these editions will be very important one for the Indian Pharmacopoeia. The 2010 edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia also consists of the number of excipients and monographs. The anti-cancer drugs, herbal products, antiretroviral drugs has been increased their gain in this edition. The monographs of the vaccine products, immunosera products are also upgraded in this volume. And the developments mainly related to the latest technology in the field of the vaccine technology or immunosera products technology are included in this 2010 edition. A new chapter on the liposomal products and a monograph of the liposomal products like amphotericin B injection has been added in this 2010 edition. Because of this will be very advantageous in the latest technology or adapted mainly from this IP 2010 edition. So mainly the liposomal drug delivery system is also will be added in the separate chapter in this liposomal drug delivery. Mainly amphotericin B injections are mainly added a new chapter on the liposomal products mainly with respect to the drug delivery systems are added in this 2010 edition. A chapter on nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy are also incorporated in these appendices. And the chapter on the microbial contaminations is also updated to a great extent to a harmonized and with prevailing to the international requirements. So the new chapter on the microbial contamination is also updated in this 2010 edition to the greater extent to the harmonized with the prevailing international requirements. So these are the changes. So these are the new requirements are happened in the Indian Pharmacopoeia of the 2010 editions because of the so many vaccines or immunoseras are upgraded and their new development technologies are included with related to the blood products, liposomal products and amphotericin B injections, and the new methods are adopted for the drug delivery systems are included. A new chapter in the NMR nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy are included in the appendices, and the chapter on the microbial contaminations is also updated in this 2010 edition. The next one, 7th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 2014. It is published by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. On behalf of the Government of India, this IPC Commission is published the 7th edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia. So the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the Government of India both are involving in this IPC Commission, and the 7th edition was published in the year of 2014. The Indian Pharmacopoeia 2014 is presented in 4 volumes. The scope of this edition has been extended. It includes the number of additional anti-cancer drugs, antiretroviral drugs and their formulations, and the products of the biotechnological products, indigenous herbs, veterinary products and herbal products are included in the 7th edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia. The Indian Pharmacopoeia 2014 edition mainly incorporating 2,550 monographs of the drugs, out of which 577 are the new monographs, mainly consisting of the APIs, excipients and dosage forms and herbal products. So the 2014 edition consists of the number of excipients and the number of drugs are included in this edition, especially the anti-cancer drugs and antiretroviral drugs and their formulations and the products of the biotechnological products, indigenous herbs and the herbal products and veterinary vaccines are included in this 2014 edition. It consists of the number of monographs of the drugs, nearly 2,550 monographs are included, out of which 2,550 monographs, 577 new monographs are added. So it is published by the IPC Commission. It was published by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission on behalf of the Central Government of India and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So I given a very small task to you. So you try to refer Indian Pharmacopoeia 2018 edition and try to write down the key highlights in this 2018 Indian Pharmacopoeia edition. So you try to refer it and write the key highlight points, and I would like to discuss the 2018 edition points after you finishing this task. So you try to refer it 2018 Indian Pharmacopoeia and try to write the key highlights or involving in this 2018 Pharmacopoeia edition. So I give this task for you. In our next class, we will discuss these key highlights. So whatever the points you written, I will verify the points and I will try to discuss the recording the 2018 edition in our next class. If you observe the Indian Pharmacopoeia books, so these are the different Indian Pharmacopoeia books. So if you observing in the diagrams, like a 1996 edition is there, 2010 edition is there, 2007 edition is there, and 2018 edition is there. So these are the pictures are clearly indicating the Indian Pharmacopoeia official legal books. British Pharmacopoeia. The first edition of British Pharmacopoeia was published in 1864. It is consists of the two sections. The part 1, it is mainly consists of the materia and medica, and the part 2, it is mainly consists of the preparation and compounds. So the first edition of British Pharmacopoeia was published in 1864, and the second edition of British Pharmacopoeia was published in 1867. I am only highlighting few editions of the British Pharmacopoeia. Only I will discuss to only few important editions I would like to discuss in the British Pharmacopoeia. The first edition of British Pharmacopoeia was published in 1864. It is mainly consists of the two parts. Part 1 is mainly consists of the materia and medica, and part 2 mainly consists of the preparation and compounds. Second edition 1867. Fourth edition 1898. Fifth edition 1914. Eighth edition 1953. In the 8th edition, the titles of the drugs and the preparations were included in the English language instead of the Latin, and the systems are measured in the metric systems. It is published, the British Pharmacopoeia was published annually. The British Pharmacopoeia 2007 edition consists of the monographs are included, and the materials are specially used in this preparation on a traditional Chinese medicines. So the BP 2007 is mainly consists of the preparation of the traditional medicines, especially for the Chinese medicines. The term prolonged release has been replaced, the term is slow, and the term gastro-resistant has been replaced by the entry quoted in the number of monographs. So these two terms are replaced in this British Pharmacopoeia 2007 edition. And this edition is consists of the number of Chinese medicines and their preparations are included in this British Pharmacopoeia 2007. These pharmacopoeias are published annually, and the first of the British pharmacopoeias are written in the Latin language, and after the 1953 edition, that British pharmacopoeias are written in the English language. So the first BP was published in 1864, second edition 1867, fourth edition 1898, fifth edition 1914, eighth edition 1953. The British Pharmacopoeia 2008 edition is approximately containing 3,100 monographs. For the substances and their preparations and the articles are used in a practice. It has been made effective from the 1st January 2008. The British Pharmacopoeia 2007 were given in the 6 volumes from the volume number 1 to the volume number 6. The BP 2007 to the BP 2009, the 6 volumes are included between the year of 2007 to the 2009. The British Pharmacopoeia is mainly containing the 6 volumes. The volume number 1 and volume number 2, it is mainly containing the medicinal substances. The volume number 3, it is containing the formulated preparations, blood related products, immunological products, radiopharmaceutical preparations, surgical materials, homeopathic preparations. So these products are included in the volume number 3. The volume number 4 containing supplementary chapters and infrared spectroscopies and their information is provided in the volume number 4. The volume number 5, it is mainly containing the veterinary products. The volume number 6, it is mainly containing the full edition of these will be making into the CD-ROM form. So this CD-ROM version is mainly containing is mostly the 6th volume of the British Pharmacopoeia, mainly in the year of 2007 to the 2009. The CD-RAMs are also available, and these CD-RAMs versions are available in the volume number 6. So this volume number 6 mainly containing the list of drugs monographs are making into the CD-ROM version. And the current edition of British Pharmacopoeia 2010 is in already published 2010 edition. So we are going to progressing. So the 2010 edition is also published. Later so many British Pharmacopoeias are also will be established. So the 2010 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia, I would like to highlight the key highlights in the BP 2010. So the TSO, the Stationery Office, TSO, on behalf of the British Pharmacopoeia Secretariat, is a part of the medicines and healthcare systems and the regulatory agencies, has been recently published this British Pharmacopoeia 2010. The British Pharmacopoeia is the official collection of the standards for the UK and the medicinal products and pharmaceutical substances. These are published annually, and the British Pharmacopoeia 2010 edition mainly containing the pharmaceutical substances, formulated preparations, and other articles are mainly used in this practice of the medicine, and the standards of the British Pharmacopoeia 2010 are legally effective in the UK from the 1st of January in the year of 2010. The British Pharmacopoeia has been providing the authorities official standards for the pharmaceutical substances and medicinal substances since 1864 from today. And it is used in almost 100 countries. The British Pharmacopoeias are mainly following worldwide, and it is indicating that how 2010 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia will be very important one, and how the standards are mainly maintaining in the 2010 edition. Mainly 100 countries are following this edition. That's indicating the quality of that in British Pharmacopoeia book, and it is refers to the individual persons or the organizations are working within the pharmaceutical research area and developmental area or a manufacturing area or a testing of the products. So across the globe, nearly 100 countries are following the British Pharmacopoeia of the 2010 edition. That much cost standards and qualities are included in this 2010 edition. These are legally effective usage in the UK country from the 1st of January from 2010. So this is published in the British Pharmacopoeia Secretariat under the guidance of the Medicine and Healthcare Products and Regulatory Agencies. These are published in 2010. So this is the official collection of the standards for the UK and medicinal products and pharmaceutical substances, and these are also published annually, and these are legally effective in the UK country also. British Pharmacopoeia 2010 consists of 40 monographs or formulated preparations, including veterinary medicines and additional standards for widely used unlicensed formulations. All European Pharmacopoeia 6th edition materials are up to including of the supplement 6.5. It is integrated into the text of the British Pharmacopoeia in 2010. In addition to this expanding number of the monographs, mainly it is requiring the licensed formulated products. The British Pharmacopoeia supports the regulatory works in the field of the herbal and complementary medicines by providing the additional, new and revised monographs for the herbal medicinal products, and are also included in the homeopathic stocks and another tincture preparations. That means the mother tincture preparations are also included in this edition of the British Pharmacopoeia 2010. The print edition of British Pharmacopoeia 2010 comprises 4 volumes of the British Pharmacopoeia 2010, the single volume and a single volume of the British Pharmacopoeia mainly containing the veterinary products in the 2010 edition. So this 2010 edition mainly consists of the 40 monographs of the formulated preparations, and is also containing the veterinary medicines and additional standards for the widely used unlicensed formulations. And these are also the reference to the European Pharmacopoeia 6th edition, and it is mainly including the supplements 6.5, and it is also taken from the integrated from the British Pharmacopoeia 2010. In addition to that, a number of monographs are also getting the licensed and making the formulated products by referring these British Pharmacopoeia. Mainly it is supporting the regulatory works in the field of the herbal and the complementary medicines are mainly by providing additional information for the new and revised monographs are there, and herbal medicinal products are included mainly for the homeopathic stocks, and other tincture preparations are also included in this edition. British Pharmacopoeia 2013. This package is mainly containing the 6 volumes are mainly available in the printed editions. These British Pharmacopoeia printed editions mainly with related to the veterinary products are there in the year of 2013. So the 2013 edition is mainly containing 41 new monographs are included in this edition, and 40 new European pharmacopoeial monographs are came, and 41 new British Pharmacopoeia monographs are included, and 40 new European Pharmacopoeia monographs are also will be included, and 619 amended monographs are included, and 6 new and 1 amended infrared spectra are also added in the edition of 2013. Mainly it is containing or included in the veterinary products. The British Pharmacopoeia 2014 edition. The only official source for the British Pharmacopoeial standards are from this edition, and it is produced by the British Pharmacopoeial Commission Secretariats and Medicine of the Health Products and Regulatory Agencies, and these are updated annually. The British Pharmacopoeia is the official authoritative collection of the standards for the UK and medicinal substances for using by the humans and veterinary use. In this 2014 edition is containing almost 3,500 monographs are included, and these are legally enforced by the human medicine regulations. Mainly it is established in 2012. The global standards are now implemented or mainly from this edition, British Pharmacopoeia 2014 edition. So now nearly 100 countries are mainly following this edition 2014 edition. Mainly it is giving the essential reference for almost all individual people or individual researchers or the organizations are mainly working for the within the pharmaceutical research area and the developmental area or manufacturing or testing of the samples. So all over the world, mainly 100 countries are referring this edition of the British Pharmacopoeia 2014 edition. Because the British Pharmacopoeia 2014 edition consists of the flexible options. Mainly this package containing 5 volumes of the BP. Mainly this British Pharmacopoeia 2014 is mainly containing the 5 volumes. And a single volume of British Pharmacopoeia veterinary products with related to the 2014 edition, and along with the fully searchable CD-RAM also will be designed, and these are giving you online access to provide you with the flexible resources. The new 2014 edition is legally effective from the 1st January 2014, and these 40 new British Pharmacopoeial monographs are added, 272 amended monographs will be deleted, and 3 new supplementary chapters are included, and 4 new British Pharmacopoeia veterinary monographs are added, and 1 new British Pharmacopoeia veterinary supplement chapters are also be added. So these are the key highlights for the 2014 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia. So these are the pictures are clearly indicating the different editions of the British Pharmacopoeia. So in this picture I am giving that 2007 edition, 2008 editions and their amended supplements, and also CD-RAM form is also available, and 2009 edition. And I am giving very small task to you. You try to refer the 2019 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia and try to list out the key highlights are involving in the edition of 2019 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia. You just enlisted the 2019 edition key highlights of the British Pharmacopoeia. So this task I will give you for the reference. So if you refer it either from the open source or from the library 2019 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia, you just note down the key highlights and we will try to verify the details we will try to verify what are the key highlights you have written, and once again I will focusing on the key highlights in my next video. So I would like to discuss the key highlights, what are the key highlights you have written, and I would like to tell you the 2019 edition key highlights in the next video. So these are the different editions of the British Pharmacopoeia. So in these pictures are indicating 2009 edition, 2010 edition, and also 2000 edition and 2019 edition, and their supplements volumes. So you try to refer 2019 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia and try to enlist the key highlights are mainly involving in the 2019 edition of the British Pharmacopoeia. So we will try to check the 2019 edition key highlights in my next video. I would like to present the key highlights of the new edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia 2018 and the new edition of the British Pharmacopoeia in 2019. These two key highlights after you verified and noted the points. So we would like to discuss these key highlights with related to the Indian Pharmacopoeia 2018 edition and British Pharmacopoeia 2019 version. So we will discuss in next video.